in 60 seconds. It all started when the Spanish guy came and said, "This is Spain now." And then the Philippines became part of Spain because colonization. But the Filipinos didn't really like that, so 300 years later they decided to fight back against Spain, and they won with the help of the Americans. And the Philippines and the US became best friends, but not really, because the US just took over the Philippines and gave them democracy because they really wanted that. They tried to fight back, but it didn't really work, and nothing changed until 1935, when the US said the Philippines would become a country in 10 years. But then World War II happened and the Japanese took over the Philippines. The Philippines and the US worked together for real this time and defeated the Japanese, and the Philippines finally became a country. With the help of the Americans, the Filipinos rebuilt their country and signed a peace treaty with Japan. Throughout 2002 and 2003, many groups tried to take over the Philippines, but would ultimately fail. And now the Philippines has a population of 113 million people, a life expectancy of 72 years, and has a huge increase in security and peace. What country's next?
Welcome to the Philippines, a biodiversity hotspot. Here are the top 5 animals you'll only find here. First, the Philippine tarsier. This tiny primate has eyes so big they're larger than its brain. They're nocturnal and can rotate their heads almost 180 degrees. Next, the mighty Philippine eagle, one of the world's largest and most powerful eagles. It's critically endangered and known for its majestic 7-foot wingspan. Behold, the Palawan peacock pheasant. Males have an amazing tail decorated with eye-like patterns, used to impress females during courtship displays. Here's the Visayan spotted deer, one of the world's rarest mammals. Found in the Visayan Islands, it has a unique diet consisting mostly of leaves. And lastly, the Philippine mouse deer, also known as pilandok. Though named a deer, it has habits of a rodent. It's a ruminant, but doesn't have antlers or horns. These are just glimpses of the unique biodiversity you'll find only in the Philippines.
We check out 10 things you may not know about the Philippines. Number 1. The Philippines is the only country where you'll find the jeepney. A descendant of the U.S. military jeeps left over from World War II, the jeepney underwent certain modifications to suit environmental conditions and accommodate more passengers, eventually making it one of the most affordable and common forms of public transport in the country. Jeepneys are also known for their colorful and kitschy decorations, which have become a symbol of Philippine artistry and culture. Number 2. The Philippines has approximately 180 languages, one of which fuels one of the most profitable industries in the country. Most of these 180 languages are said to be indigenous, 8 are major dialects spoken by a majority of Filipinos, and 2 official ones, namely Filipino, or the standardized language spoken almost all throughout the country, and English, which is taught in schools at an early age. Since most Filipinos have quite a good grasp on the English language, call centers have flourished in the country, providing thousands of jobs with an estimated profit of $25 billion in 2016 alone. Number 3. The position of the Philippine flag conveys a message of peace or war. Elements of the Philippine flag symbolize traits and qualities Filipinos possess or strive to achieve. Combine this with the proper way the flag is positioned, will send a clear message as to what the state of the country is currently in. Hanging horizontally, if the blue stripe is on top, the country is in a state of peace. If the red stripe is on top, however, the country is in a state of war. When hung vertically, if the blue stripe is on the left side of the observer's point of view, then the nation is at peace. But if the red stripe is on the left side, then the Philippines is at war. Number 4. Filipinos take religious festivals very seriously. Having been under Spanish rule for over 300 years, the Philippines is 90% predominantly Christian, majority of which is Roman Catholic, and were traditionally taught to honor God and other holy figures during religious festivals. Some of these festivals, however, tend to be a bit extreme depending on one's willingness to show his or her devotion, such as the Feast of the Black Nazarene during January and the Passion Play or reenactment of Jesus' crucifixion during Holy Week. Number 5. Speaking of religious festivals, the Philippines is known and prides itself for having the longest celebration of Christmas in the world. Christmas season in the Philippines starts in September when Christmas carols are played on the radio and some Filipinos start decorating with Christmas ornaments such as giant lanterns or paroles. Then the festivities typically last until the first week of January on the feast day of the Three Kings. The season culminates in what is known as Simbang Gabi, or night mass, where Catholics attend 9 masses leading up to Christmas Eve. Then afterwards, people partake in the Christmas feast, or Noche Buena. Number 6. Basketball is the most popular sport in the Philippines. Most Filipinos love basketball. It's become a national obsession. Whether it's watching the NBA or the country's very own PBA, people tend to stop what they're doing and enjoy the game with such ferocity and passion. The passion for basketball also extends beyond televised games, as the sport is a popular pastime among Filipinos, with courts and makeshift courts scattered along streets and organized tournaments that pit neighborhood teams against each other in local basketball leagues. Number 7. A Filipino owns the patent to the karaoke machine. The world's first karaoke machine was called the Juke 8 and was made by Japanese inventor and musician Daisuke Inoue in 1971 in Kobe, Japan. But it was Filipino inventor Roberto del Rosario who was granted the patent for the machine karaoke sing-along system, which he invented in 1975. Karaoke's popularity quickly spread throughout the Philippines, making it not only a popular pastime, but also a form of entertainment that has permeated even Philippine pop culture. Number 8. The antibiotic erythromycin was discovered by a Filipino doctor. In 1949, Filipino doctor Abelardo Aguilar was the one who chanced upon a bacteria which would eventually lead to the development of erythromycin, an antibiotic used to treat upper respiratory tract and skin infections. Unfortunately, Dr. Aguilar was never compensated before his death in 1993. Royalties he asked in order to set up a foundation for poor people to gain access to health services. Number 9. The Philippines is one of the countries most frequently hit by natural disasters. There are 2 systems that make the Philippines prone to natural disasters. The first one is the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area where a large number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur, and the Typhoon Belt in the Pacific, which means an average of 20 typhoons are most likely to hit the nation, 5 of which are potentially destructive. Aside from these 2 systems, the country's location and geographical makeup also make it vulnerable to tsunamis, sea level rising, storm surges, landslides, flooding, and drought. Number 10. The oldest university in Asia can be found in the Philippine capital of Manila. The University of Santo Tomas in the city of Manila is said to be the oldest existing university in Asia, being founded by the Dominicans in 1611, and is the largest Catholic university in the world in a single campus in terms of student population. The title, however, is slightly contested, with the University of San Carlos in Cebu claiming to be the oldest school in Asia, having been established by the Spanish Jesuits in 1595, initially as Colegio de San Ildefonso.